What's up, GWF fam? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Josh, and we're gonna do an instructional video this evening. The reason why is I've gotten a request from a fan. He goes by Seek is Better Than Figure on YouTube. He really is interested in how I make my thumbnails, and he's not the first person that's mentioned anything about my thumbnails. So what I'm gonna do is kind of go over with you guys how I make my thumbnails. Now, I don't believe that I by any means have the best thumbnails out there. I've got a lot of work to do, but they've come a long way since I've started this channel, and I've gotten a lot of help from, you know, friends that are YouTubers, and I've also done research myself, and that's how I've gotten this far. So what I'll do is, for instance, this picture we're looking at here is a thumbnail that I just made for the Pick a Toilet video that I just posted. So I figure what we'll do is just kind of go through how I made this thumbnail from scratch. Sound good? Let's go. Okay, now what I use for my thumbnails is Photoshop through Adobe Creative Cloud. Photoshop for me works the best. When you get Photoshop, this is what you get, okay? So all you have to do here now is, again, we're starting from scratch, so we want to pick a background for our thumbnail, and that's where I usually start. So for instance, what I wanted was a brick background, so I just went on Google and I typed in a brick background, and then I came up with this right here. This is what I ended up going with and using, okay? So that's what we're gonna use. All I do is go to my downloads after I download it, obviously, and I click on it and just simply drag it over, and voila, there it is. Now if you're using Photoshop, you just, I'm not gonna go into too much details on how to use Photoshop, because that's not really the purpose of this video, but you just hit shift and click and it will size right in. You can fit it right into your designated area. Pretty easy. So then what I want to do is kind of brighten that up a little bit. Now this is a tip that I got from another YouTuber named Serial. I just click on layer over here. I go to new adjustment layer, and then I want to change the hue and saturation of it. And then if you look over here on the right underneath my big head, hopefully you can see it. I click on default and I click on strong saturation, and boom, it brightens it right up. So that kind of makes it more appealing to the eye, right? It definitely stands out a lot better. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, if you remember, I had my avatar over here on the left side. So I have a lot of screenshots in my folder from games that I've played, because what I'll do is when I'm playing a game, throughout the game, I'll take screenshots as I'm playing so I can use them for thumbnails. Write that down. It's a very important thing to know, because it's a very vital tool that you can use for when making your thumbnails. So I'm gonna go here to my Roblox folder, and I've got a ton of, look at these are all different screenshots. I've deleted a bunch, okay, but I'm looking for one in particular, the one that I used for, okay, here it is. So I'm just gonna click it, drag it, and pull it over. Now you're probably like, wait a minute, there's no way you're gonna use a cards trading picture for this, and you're absolutely right. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this super big, and I'm gonna cut myself out of the picture. That's the beauty of Photoshop. And how I do that is I go over here to this little pen tool, click on that bad boy, and this is a very tedious job. You've got to be very precise, and it could take a while. But you want to outline yourself with these little dots all the way around. I think you guys get the idea. Okay, so then all the way around and around my hat. I'll meet up with you guys when I'm done doing this. But basically, this is how you cut a picture out. You just outline yourself with these dots. I will all right, and done. Okay, so now you connected the dots, you right click, you make selection and hit OK. All right, then you go up here and click the move tool option, and then Control CV, and what that does is that copies and pastes it, and look, voila, there's 2 of me now. Cut myself out, then I'm going to eliminate that picture, and look at me, hey! Yep, there I am, and if you recall, that's what it looks like in that thumbnail. Look, there I am, voila, voila, voila. Starting to come together, isn't it? Cool. So another thing we like to do to make things stand out, all right, is we want to double click on that layer right over here on the right underneath my head. Double click the layer. This is if you're using Photoshop. You can use like drop shadows that makes it stand out. I used a black one in the thumbnail there, so I'm just gonna go ahead, double click on drop shadow, change this little white box to black, and as you see now I have a black shadow. Kind of gives it depth, okay, which really just, again, it's more appealing to the eye and makes it stand out a lot more. Another thing I did, if you notice, on this one, my face, look, that's not my normal Roblox face, is it? Nope, be kind of crazy if it was. But what I do there is, a while back, I Google searched funny, or in this case, I Google searched scared Roblox faces, and a whole bunch of them pulled up. So then I just downloaded a couple that I like. I'm sure you've seen them in my thumbnails. So again, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and go back to my downloads, and I'm gonna search face right here, okay? And then that pulls up my faces. And I think this one is it right here. Is that it? Yes, that one's it. So that's the, drop that down here. That's the new scared face. That's how I typed in new scared face, because it was new at the time. So I'm gonna click on that, same as I did my avatar, pull it over, and there it is. Now, what do I need to do with this? Just like I did my avatar, I have to cut out the eyes and the mouth. So, you only need to cut out one eye, and I'll show you why. But let me go ahead and cut that out. It's the same as my avatar, nothing's different. I have to click the pen tool, and then just kind of very carefully go around the edges, and connect the dots all the way around. All right, so I connected the dots. I'm gonna right click, make selection, hit OK. Again, this is if you're using Photoshop. Then I'm gonna hit the move tool at the top. It's the little cross up here. Hit Control C and V, and that's gonna copy and paste. And look, voila, there's an eyeball. Now, I don't need to cut out another one, because if you have one of something you like and you want another one of it, you hit Alt, you hit Alt, and then just drag it over. And then you got 2 of them. But now I do need to cut the mouth out, so let me do that by, again, just hitting the pen tool and going around the mouth. I'll be done in just a minute. I hope you really like, I hope this video I hope you like it. If you do, hit that like button and subscribe. If you're new, I appreciate all the love and support. I don't do very many instructional videos because I really don't, I guess I don't feel like I know a whole lot. I guess I do, because if people are asking me questions, they must feel like I know something, and I'm always willing to help anybody out that I can. So, yeah. But there's so much more for me to learn, and because you can never know too much. Knowledge is power, you guys. Knowing is half the battle. All right, let me go ahead and finish this mouth. Actually, I'm almost done with it. And then boom, there we go. Make selection. There, boom, click the cross, CV. Uh-oh, there we go. Then I just get rid of that. Okay, then I've got my eyeballs. And my mouth. Now they're super huge, right? So I'm just gonna need to like shrink them, and they're looking the wrong way. So I'm gonna hit Shift and make them look the other way. You can just kind of like change the direction they're looking. And then I'm gonna shrink them. You just click on the outside edge and shrink it up. Like I click on it, pull it in, and then move it over. That one's way big, way big. You don't want, I mean, you may want 2 different size eyeballs. I don't know. All right, there's 2 eyeballs in the mouth, and then we got our face. like that. Kind of look the same as that. A little bit, right? Good deal. So now all we need is the toilets, right? And then we'll get into the text. The good thing about the toilets is I just Googled Roblox toilets, and I was able to come up with the Skibby toilets, and I don't need to cut those out. That's why I did my avatar first, so I can show you how to cut something out. Sometimes you get lucky and download something and it doesn't need to be cut out, which is awesome. So here's one of the toilets that I use. Just gonna drag, pull it away. Hang on. I'm gonna drag and pull it over. Let me find it here. There we go. Drag and pull it over. See how it's already ready to go. I don't need to cut it out. So set him there. And then the other one, again, these are just ones that I Googled. I've Googled Roblox toilets. And then I found these Skibby toilets, and then I just downloaded it. I went to my downloads, and I'm just dragging and pulling them over. And these are the same ones that I used in that thumbnail. If you look there, see there they are. This one's doesn't have red eyes yet. I gave him red eyes in the thumbnail, and all I did there was Googled red eyes, Roblox red eyes, and I found the ones that I want, downloaded them, and then brought them over. It all works the same, basically. Whatever you want to put in your thumbnail, you just Google it, download it, go to your downloads, drag it over to Photoshop if that's what you're using, or whatever software that you're using. All right. So with these, look, what I want to do is I want to give them the shadow background, kind of make them stand out. So I'm going to double click on them, give the drop shadow, boom. Same with this one, drop shadow, boom, like that. Cool. And we're kind of getting there, right? All I need now is the green and the red X. And again, I just Googled green X, red or green check, red X, and I found those. So let me go ahead and there it is. Drag it, pull it over. Luckily, it does not need to be cut out. Put the check mark there. All right, let's go back here and find the red X. Where's it at? There it is. Drag it, pull it over. Now this needs to be cut out. Like I said, sometimes things need to be cut out, sometimes they don't. So I'm gonna cut this out, be right back. Okay, I connected the dots. I'm gonna make selection, hit OK, click the cross, Control CV, and that's copied and pasted. Get rid of that, shrink it down, and now I got the red check and the green X. Look, boom, boom, boom. Now those have the white shadows behind them. So I'm gonna double click the drop shadow, change this to white. Boom, like that. Same with this one. Now this one will just be white because I already changed it. Click drop shadow, and now those are white. Now the last thing that I have to do is the text. So you click the T for text, and this one was done in red. Your font is always up to you. You know, with certain videos I use different fonts. Depends on what kind of a video or game I'm playing. So this one, I'm using the VCR OSD mono. It's kind of it gives it more of like a scary type feel when you look at it. So I'm gonna text, and this one said pick one, I think. So PICK. Some depth by creating the shadow behind it. Maybe I'll stick with the white just for now. I don't know, I might change it. All right, so there we go. And then you can change the size of it. You can stretch it out by clicking shift and pulling over like that. One thing that I did learn also is if you look at a lot of my older thumbnails, the words in my thumbnails were always straight. Well, Serial also gave me the idea of tilting the words a little bit, just makes it look a little bit, it draws more attention to it. So that's why, if you notice, a lot of my thumbnails, the words are a little bit tilted sometimes. Maybe one isn't. One word is this way, one's straight, one's tilted. It just kind of adds some pizzazz to it. So there we go. There's the one word. Now, instead of having to go through all that again by clicking T and doing all that again, I can just, remember, click Alt and drag this over. And then I can just double click and type in whatever I want it to say. One. Because that's what this said. Pick one, right? Pick one. Yep, there it is. Alrighty then. And then I'm going to tilt it a little bit. Probably make it a little bit bigger. There we go. Drag it. Tilt it. Alright, there we go. It's not going to be like identical, like the sizes and everything as the other one, but it's the same thumbnail. Let me go ahead and move this up there, move my mouth, there we go. You get the idea, you guys. So there's the one that I just made, or here, I'll tell you what. There's the one I made earlier, and here's the one that I just made now. The only difference is I didn't add the red eyes to this one, and this is white behind the letters instead of black. I really hope that this helps you guys. I just wanted to show you how I do it, give you a little bit of information. If you want more information on how to use Photoshop and the details of that, let me know. I'll go into more details of that. But, you know, you guys asked for how I make it. That's how I make my thumbnails. I hope it helps. I hope you like it. Thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you're new. I really do appreciate all the love and support, you guys. Thank you. And until next time, much love, you guys.